Hey everybody, it's Legal Queen LA. We are back with another episode of the Royalty Room, and today we have a super special guest. And I probably say that every time, but today I really, really mean it. We have the recording artist Lil Xan live in our studio right now. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
I have been excited about the opportunity to sit down and talk with you since we met.
Thank you.
Saul, can you cue up the little video that we have for the people?
Gotta pull a Roy white girl and she rich.
It's so good.
Yeah, we did a good job.
Walking inside of the club and I'm looking so pretty, I don't give a fuck. Walking inside of the club and I'm looking so pretty, I don't give a fuck.
I think you
Walking inside of the
definitely
club
made
and I'm
it.
looking so pretty, I don't give a fuck. Walking inside of the club and I'm looking so
I love
pretty,
it.
I don't give a fuck.
That scene was.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that scene made it.
Which one? That one? Which one?
Where I snatched you
Oh,
up.
remember we did the whole skit thing?
Yeah.
That whole skit thing was funny. Where I think my friend had to what was it? He had to steal you away or something.
And no, you stole
Oh,
me.
I stole you away. Okay, I stole you away.
My sister was also in there for a little second.
And
Shout
then
out
she had to go
Ballet
dip
B.
though. She had to go do this.
She had another show.
You
Y'all
sent me a
are-
video though. It looked cool. That looked
Yeah, y'all are for me, obviously, I have talents, I have things that I do, but to see people be so talented at making music or choreography or painting, whatever it is, and to see those people in their elements,
cool. Yeah.
doing that thing, performing, it's just so beautiful to me.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's an art form, man. Cause what we met at the video shoot, right?
So the first
Or not the
time I
show,
met
or is
you-
it the show? Cause it was the
The
show.
show.
That's why I was saying that, cause it was yeah. I remember it was before, right? It was the
Mhm.
show. Yeah, and that was a pretty cool show.
When was that? I think that was
That night,
in
July 9th. Yeah,
July
9th.
Wow.
yeah.
So, there's an episode on the page from Lil Xan's listening party, and can you tell us what that show was like for you or what it was about for you?
Yeah, that show was, to me, it was, I had a lot of conversations with people that night. It felt, because you never know, before you go do a show, I hope people show up. I hope it doesn't look bad. So when I got there, just to see that all my friends in LA were there and we had sold out a good amount of tickets, it looked good. And it was my kind of comeback show in LA because I hadn't performed in LA at that point for a couple, maybe 2 or 3 years. The pandemic slowed everything
Wow.
down. And I had done shows here and there when things started to become more relaxed, but that was the comeback show kind of. And that's why I brought a live band too, because I was thinking if I don't have enough new music out, so if I go perform the same old stuff, I would just feel whack, you know what I mean? I gave it another twist of having the live element with the guitar and the drums, and I think they liked it. I think it was pretty good time.
It was honestly, can I be honest with you?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So before I got the email asking if I would host the show and
Yeah.
do interviews, I saw the title subject line. It said, Lil Xan's listening party. I was like, why are we asking me to do Xan's party? And at that time, I had never heard your music.
Yeah,
I've heard of you
Yeah.
many, many, many of times.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends are
That sounds-
definitely
yeah.
fans at that point, but I had never heard your music.
Mhm.
And so I opened the email and I read the little press kit they put together about your new project, Not on Drugs Anymore. And
Oh, see, I didn't even see that. It probably looked.
Saw queued up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And I was reading it and I was like, wow, this is definitely something I want to be a part of. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And so
Thank
I
you.
went, and that was the first time I heard your music at that show.
That's good too, because you got to hear a whole
Yes.
different kind of version of it, and it was a good version.
It was. I think
yeah.
the live band definitely elevated, but from there, I'm Shazamming the songs and I'm adding them to my playlist later.
Yeah.
So I liked the element of
Thank you.
surprise.
It's whenever someone tells me stuff like, "Oh, I didn't listen to your music before," don't get mad. Bro, I'm the last person. I don't expect everybody to have listened or known my discography, like,
Right.
that never gets under my skin at all, you
Yeah,
know?
and it's honestly, it's not something bad. It's not like, "Oh,
Mm-mm.
I would never listen." It's just
No, I
it
don't take
hasn't
no, I
come
don't
across.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't take it bad, but so many people will come up and do that. They'll kinda like, "Oh, don't feel bad, I was," it's like, "No, it's good, bro, don't worry," like,
I'm glad you got introduced.
yeah, like, thank you, like, I'm glad you either liked it, it means a lot to me. It's a crazy time, it's a crazy time.
Yeah, I think I like I said, I really appreciate what you're doing
Thank
this
you.
year and with this new project. What is, I guess, what do you want your fans or new listeners to get from this project outside of the obvious?
Yeah, but outside the obvious, the message, we haven't it's got a name. The title of the project is, Diego,
Okay.
so it's, me,
And that's
obviously.
your real name.
Yeah, yeah, my real name. It's very I did this a lot in the past unintentionally with some of my music, but now that I'm sober and in a clear, good, healthy state of mind, I'm really like relatability and being authentic to not only yourself but to your fans. That's how you keep a strong core fan base. Like I still, yeah, I may have lost like these fans and those, but they were never like the real fans. Like I still have a very strong core fan base, and I built that off of, like I said, unintentionally doing it in the past because I was just wild, but just being relatable. And I would always post my crazy fuck ups on lives and shit. And yeah, I looked crazy and wild at the time, but it let people know like, oh, okay, he's not the only one going through that. Like, like people look at celebrities or artists or whatever it may be as like through the mirror that is social media. They don't think that what's on the other side is even real because they're never gonna run into you or do anything. So they forget that they lack the human element. They forget that, oh, that person that is a human being. So, if you're writing a mean comment or you forget that that person is like you. He might
Yeah.
see that comment. And I've seen many comments that probably people never thought I'd see that were hate comments in the past that used to affect me. Like I used to be able to read like 100 positive comments and it'd be just one douchey little, stupid comment, and it would neglect all 100 positive
Yeah.
comments, and I would just focus on that. I'm not like that anymore. I've learned, how to deal with social media. It definitely moderation helps. Yeah, yeah, a very back. I went off on a tirade,
No, it's
but
okay.
back to
Talk to
that.
me.
Yeah, very authentic with the project, very relatable. And the best music that I've ever created. Like it'll definitely make some people that weren't fans before. Like I think they'll be interested in it.
Yeah, honestly, like whenever the our publicist reached out about that music video, the one that we just played,
So pretty, yeah.
I didn't know the song, I didn't hear the
You're
song,
the
I didn't hear
highlight of the
any
video too.
thanks.
She really is. I
I
don't understand that.
literally okay, so long story short, we walk in
Honestly, I
and
don't think the video probably we would have had to like find another. It would have been a whole thing. Yeah, you
right
saved the
place at the
day.
right
Yeah, you
time.
saved the day. But my bad. What were you saying?
God does it. So we show up to this video. I had no idea what the song was. I
Mm.
just, they said wear all black. I'm like,
They
all
didn't even
black
tell me
what?
that.
Shoes, shirts,
Yeah.
dress. What are we doing? Like I had no idea about
You
anything.
had like a little, what do you call it? What do
Yeah.
you call it? Which was that like that's not a dress, is
So
it?
I had it was a bikini really with a see-through black mesh
That didn't look like a
shirt.
bikini.
I
You
know.
had some
See,
like a
I be
yeah,
doing some things. So I
yeah.
had a leather skirt, taking it back
Skort,
to middle school. We had
skort,
a skirt
skort.
on.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah. It was something like that. That's what I
yeah,
remember.
and so I showed up, and as soon as I walking inside of the club,
Hmm.
looking so pretty
Yeah,
that I
right.
don't give a fuck,
Yeah, exactly.
and they dropped the song, I said, "Wait a minute,
Y'all were getting lit.
this song goes
Thank you,
crazy."
thank you. No, you guys gave me second life too. 'Cause when I got
Yeah,
there, I was like, okay, like,
that was the perfect summer anthem.
hmm.
I'm first of all, it's not getting off of the playlist, but next summer it's gonna go crazy too. It's like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
a a feel good song.
Yeah, that one was special because it's very different than like what is on the project.
Mhm.
Like So Pretty is like a love letter to the fans, and it's just a fun record that kind of reminiscent of the old, days. It's a fun one. I'll probably put it on the album. I love it. I
You
love it.
should, you
Yeah.
should.
Okay, I'll put
It
it on.
gives, it's a very poppy,
Yeah.
song
That's
that's
what
good for
yeah.
radio, it's
Yeah.
good for clubs, it's good for driving down
It
PCH
should
in your
feel yeah.
convertible,
Yeah.
like, I
It's a
love
good
it.
yeah, I appreciate that, but seriously, that video, yeah, I needed your guys' energy. I needed it.
I'm glad that I could be there,
Yeah. So
and,
random too, right? Just
it
how
was,
everything just
and
works out, like
that's that's what I love about life lately,
yeah.
you know, we're ending up in the right places that we're supposed to be in, and, I'm just taking things for what they are,
Mhm.
and not reading too much into them, Show up, couple outfits, we'll fit the vibe
Did
somehow.
you have a couple outfits that day
Oh,
too? Yeah?
absolutely. I had, like,
Did
3
you
pairs
you
of
didn't change you didn't
shoes.
have to change though.
Mm-mm.
No, okay. Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's the right you're wearing the right thing." I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
"Okay, Imma just
So
go in
random.
here and
They
and shake my booty."
yeah, that's all they needed though. That's all they needed. That scene though in the bathroom looks the best out of the whole like yeah,
It was
it
good.
was good.
They came up with this treatment, like, completely on the spot, like, it was supposed to be one thing, and then all of a
It
sudden,
turned into
we
something
created a
else.
new
Yeah,
project.
yeah, yeah. That's why I was a little worried at first. That's why you guys saved it. I'm serious. I was like, "Oh shit," like I'm a little worried right now. But
And it's crazy. Like, it doesn't matter what type of project it is. Like, even my podcast,
mm,
if my guest is 2, 3 minutes late, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're not going to show up. What do I do?
yeah.
I got to talk to myself. Like, so it doesn't matter, if it's a
Oh
large
no,
show
yeah, yeah.
or.
That wouldn't be us. Nah, we're just a tad, little bit late, a little bit. Normally, I was actually gonna get here earlier, but we were all the way up in the Hollywood Hills, and it's like takes forever to get from up there down here.
Yeah, no, trust me. Ever since coming to Long Beach
How do
for.
you like it, by the way? Yeah, how do
I
you like
love Long Beach.
LBC?
And podcast place, I don't care where I live. I could live in the valley. I could move to the valley and I'll still come here.
Yeah.
Like,
What is you said podcast place? I read that on this. That's this. That's this
that
whole thing.
is
Okay.
Mr.
Oh yeah, hell
Solomon.
yeah, hell yeah. I was reading that sign downstairs. Oh, it's like a
Mhm.
whole thing. Yeah.
He honestly, like, we just show up, run our mouths, and get out.
Yeah, this
That's
is
it.
yeah, a very nice setup in here though. Like very, very
But,
like the
so
editing works too. Oh my bad, my
yeah.
bad.
No, you
I'm nerding
good.
out. I'm
You
nerding
can
out.
take over.
No, no, go. Tell me.
Every
Go.
time I have a guest, I want it to be your show.
Yeah,
So whatever you wanna make it is
yeah.
what it's
What do
gonna
you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Well, let's see. I do have a couple of questions, but
Ask me
going back
anything.
to something that you mentioned about um social media, um
Yeah,
that's another reason why I went with this
it's
this
a good
title,
title.
the
I like
culture
it.
versus sobriety, because like you said, everybody's watching celebrities through a social media lens. There's a
Mm,
a music industry culture, there's a hip hop culture,
mm.
there's an LA culture. Like, there's just so many different things that are happening out here that I don't even understand how you stay sane or sober.
And
So,
yeah, I mean, and it's sad too. You just brought up like with Angus Cloud passing recently from Euphoria.
mhm,
I didn't know him personally, but I knew a lot of people that did know him. He's a great guy, but it's just sad because that just keeps happening,
mhm.
like rest in peace to Angus. But like it's just it started like I don't know, it feel to me it started like a few 5, 6 years ago with artists like X dying and Juice and Peep and it's just I know it's been happening before, but like it to
No, that was
me
a pretty
that it
extensive
just felt like
time in history.
everybody and then since then like Mac Miller passing away, it just feels like we're losing so many people, whether it be to mental health problems or just straight, drug. I mean, mental health and drug addiction go hand in hand together. You know what I mean? Um,
Do you think that drug addiction contributes to the mental health crisis?
yeah, to a certain extent, definitely to a certain extent. I think there's definitely a lot of people that are sober that deal with mental problems. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sober right now too, and we all got a little, some, but like, I do believe that a lot of people have difficulty with moderation and substance abuse and yeah, like I consider myself sober, like a pretty normal guy. But when I was all messed up off Zans and perks and lean and all that, man, I was, like like mentally like just in a dark fucking place. Like I can't tell you how many like suicidal thoughts I used to get back in the day. and I had guns around me too, which was a
Mm,
scary thing,
that
you know.
is scary.
Yeah, and it was just like it was at the peak of like the fame and just the money and oh man, I don't know how I
Those are
survived.
drugs too.
Yeah, yeah, yo, oh yeah, yeah, yo, fame is a drug. Yeah, all money is a drug.
I think Los Angeles is a drug.
Los Angeles is oh yeah, it's a drug. But see, I'm sober, but that is a drug. Want to know why LA is a drug? But it feels like that. It's electric, bro. It's got this atmosphere. I've traveled the world, and LA has something that I've never gotten anywhere else. You know, it's just and it's kind of fucked up too. You know, it's kind of a grimy, dirty ass city. But like, I think that's why I love it. Man. You know, I don't know. I might be a horrible person, but me and my homies have a good time out there. It's what even initially drew me in because like I said, I grew up in San Bernardino, an hour away. So when I wanted to get into music and stuff, I would have to drive every night to LA and back, like 2 hours there, 2 hours back. But once I got like a taste of that LA lifestyle, oh boy, it took a hold of me. And this is even before I even started making music and stuff. It took a hold of me, and I was like, whatever that energy is out there, it's like electric. I don't know. That's the best way I could put it. Like I want to be out there doing, even if it's whatever. I don't need to be a rapper if I'm a photographer or I just need to be in that scene. You
Yeah.
know.
I
But
think honestly, that was another question I was gonna ask
oh
you.
yeah,
If you had never dove headfirst into music,
yeah.
what else do you think that you would do?
Well,
Hobbies,
no, no.
careers?
You might not know this story, but a lot of people do. I was a photographer before I got into music.
Okay.
Why I would drive from an hour back is I was trying to take pictures of, up and coming artists and stuff. And I was an amateur. I wasn't that good, you know. My grandma had bought me that $1,200 camera because we were like poor as hell back then and stuff. Um, but then my camera, I set it down at a show with my friends, and I wanted to turn up for a little bit, and so I put it behind the DJ booth, and it gets stolen. Someone steals it. And at that point, I can't afford another camera. I can't, my life feels ruined
Yeah.
at this moment.
Yeah.
So, but all my friends are rappers. And I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. It's only $20 for a session to record.
Ugh,
And
the
so,
times.
yeah. And yeah, all right. Yeah, yeah. This was in like a trap garage too. Yo.
I remember one time I had to pay for a session. Everything else, I don't know. People just
They
like to
were
give you
cheaper. Yeah.
free studio time. But I
Yeah.
paid for a session one time.
Yeah.
I said, "Woo, that's never happening again."
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I was pretty enough to get free studio time.
I mean, you walk in the club and you looking so pretty. No, I'm just kidding.
Girls get all the benefits out here, man.
It is pretty girl privilege, but I'm not even gonna.
But then you got to
deep
deal with a lot of
dive
like weird dudes and
into that.
stuff, bro. It's not even worth it.
Into
Man.
that.
Trust me, I know, because I've been in LA. I've seen it all. I've seen the worst of the worst, man. It's but you going back to your original question too. Even LA though can suck you in, and if I always refer to it as like a very cutthroat city. If you don't have a strong head on your shoulders, that city will fuck you up. It'll
Yeah.
consume you. Like you're going back to like mental health. Yeah, LA, I'll even give it that, maybe because I was on drugs. I don't know, but LA even itself did kind of put me in like a bad spot. And I don't live in LA. I live in OC now, I love LA to death. I just don't know right now if I could live there. Like, yeah, I'll go there. I go there 4 times a week to record. I'm there enough, But I come back. But yeah, I had to get kind of out of there too, because it was kind of affecting my mental health. But like I said, I was on drugs too. But it's the type of people that you come across in LA more
Yeah.
than anything. You just bad apples out there, man.
I think you could definitely either a lot of people get sucked in and lost, and then a lot of people just leave altogether.
Mhm.
But then that's where this drug comparison comes in, because as much as I sit in LA and complain about LA,
Mhm.
where else am I gonna go?
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
I'm out of LA,
It's
like,
good for working. I mean, all this stuff. It's a hub. Like as an
exactly.
artist, whether you do podcast, any type of art, like this, you'll have to at least come to LA or stay at like it's a cheat code in a way. It's like networking here is the best.
Yeah, and honestly, the other thing is everything is so last minute.
Yeah, yeah,
Usually,
I
like
know what you
if
mean. Yeah.
you on the East Coast because you want your $1 million home to come
Yeah,
with
yeah.
14 bedrooms instead of one in LA, you gonna have to catch a 5-6 hour flight
Like 5.5.
to come
Yeah,
back.
5.5 hours.
So yeah, it is one of those things. I figured out the best way that I could put it. People ask me all the time, "Do you love LA?" It's a love-hate relationship.
Bro, I say the same thing.
Um,
That's crazy. I refer to it, yeah, as a love-hate relationship. That's the best way to put it.
yeah, and you don't want to you complain while you're there, but
Mm.
you don't wanna go anywhere else,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
So
Like I said, I woke up today like with a great view of the hills at my friend's house. And I'm just like, man, there's no place like this. It's like just beautiful. No place like it. So yeah, shout out to the scumbag city of LA. I love you guys.
Los what does someone call it? Los Scandalous?
I haven't heard that one. Yeah, shout out to Los Scandalous. That's a good name for it.
It is, it's good.
Yeah.
I can't remember who said it, but we gonna
Yeah, yeah.
coin it for
Yeah, we did it
ourselves.
right here, right here. We did it.
Um, Speaking of love-hate relationships, what does Zan's love life look
Oh,
like?
he was already warming me up over there. I'm single. I'm single. Yeah, I'm
Y'all
single.
y'all heard him
Yeah,
right here on
very,
the Royalty
very, very
Room.
single. My love life, being single, though, still pretty good though. Still pretty good.
So I think that may go hand in hand with your journey right now. Are you
Yeah.
on the journey for self-love?
Self care, self love. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
100%.
Does that involve therapy at all?
I go to therapy occasionally, not as much as I probably should. I mean, I have a therapist at least, that
That's step one.
and I'm on. He prescribed me antidepressants. I forgot the name of it, but they help, bro. They have helped so much, and I was kind of worried, before getting into all that, because you hear like these stories, oh, it didn't help or it made me crazier, but it improved my mood so much. I
Mhm.
think it's Lexapro or
Mhm.
Effexor. No, Effexor. It's Effexor. Effexor. That's what it is. It took a while. It takes a while to absorb in your system,
Yeah, like
but
6 weeks.
yeah, yeah, and I think I'm like almost 2 years into it now, and I feel good. I definitely it helped rather
That's
than not
good.
help.
I'm definitely like I'm not against medication at all in terms
Yeah.
of
But like you
I
you're on the fence though. Like you want to be cautious.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Proceed with caution with any type of medication. I remember when I was in law school, terrible times. But I was really depressed and really stressed and everything and they prescribed me this medication for it was an antidepressant as
Mhm.
well. It made me gain 20 pounds in 1 month.
Bro, that I've when it comes to girls, that's a
Talk
common.
about being more depressed.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
Whew.
and then, but it did it help at least or no? No,
No,
no.
we had to run away from that one. So like
Yeah.
side effects, that's definitely something
Do you remember the name of which one it was?
It was called Remeron.
Remember, I've heard of that one. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard of
and
that
it
one.
was it was no bueno. But last year, I went through like some really traumatic times.
Mhm.
And like I experienced like relationship violence.
Yeah.
And I started group therapy, I started individual therapy, and they wanted to put me on antidepressants. And it was the first time since that time in
Uh-huh.
law school.
And
And
you're a little cautious.
I was scared. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want the side effects. I don't want this to get worse,
Mhm.
and all of the like the years that I spent like against medication, but I took the advice, I got on it, and it did make a
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
of
See,
difference.
100%. What you said right now is exactly what so many people are going through too. It's because I knew I've heard my friends that have like horror stories with antidepressants where it made them, they ended up in a psych ward or something. Yeah,
Hallucinations and
all that stuff.
sleepwalking
Never
and
happened to
everything.
me, thankfully. And I got lucky too, because Effexor was the first thing they ever tried on me.
Wow.
And I was very skeptical too. I was like, this shit ain't gonna work. But everybody's different, but there is a right medication for like everybody.
Mhm.
Like that one wasn't for you, obviously, but years or whatever later down the road, you find a different one works for you. Like that's what my doctor told me. He's like, everybody's different. You just need to
Yeah.
find, and you're gonna fuck up and maybe find the wrong pill that makes you gain like 20 pounds. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was and that's the thing, it's just like I came here to tell you I'm depressed, and weight was one of the
They're like, oh
things,
yeah,
and then you give me the
take a
thing.
weight gaining pill. Yeah, you ain't
Ugh,
depressed enough.
and of course, that doctor was a man.
Oh, okay.
But,
We ain't gonna get into all
I
that.
plead the 5th. Uh, but so you're doing a lot this year that I've been seeing
The
about
most.
a lot of interviews, a lot of talking about what you've experienced and what you've gone through. What is kind of your goal in speaking more? What is your like public speaking goal?
Yeah, well, the first thing that we had to do, obviously, and this was like a me journey. I got to get sober, and
Mhm.
it took me a few rehab times, but I finally had gotten it. And there's angels in this world, man. Let me tell you, because like when I was first getting sober, I had no management. I'd just been abandoned by my last management team. They're horrible people. I run into T, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and and at first though, I'm very skeptical of T because I just had a whole management team ruin my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm
Same
not,
thing as the
yeah,
medication,
yeah,
by
yeah,
experience.
exactly, yeah, but it all goes hand in hand together. But so then this guy comes in, I'm thinking, well, who's this guy? You know what I mean? Like, no, I just got screwed over. I'm not gonna let another person screw me over. So it took me even like 5 months before of him like messaging me every day, calling me, and me kind of being on the fence, but like, oh, maybe not. But it took 5 months of pestering me. I was like, fine, you could like be my manager, and he changed my life. He changed my life.
Wow.
He and just it was a perfect storm too. I was just getting sober. He came into my life, and then I had to stay sober for at least a year before things are like solidified. And so once I had some time under my belt with sobriety, it was time to to let the world know that
We back.
we back, and I'm different and I'm sober, whether people care or not, but I just wanted that to be known that I made it through, and I know you're in recovery, like whatever. I know I'm not gonna relapse again because my life has like improved over 100%, like 200%. I'm in a position now I didn't even think I could get back to.
Mhm.
Um, all because of that, man, and getting sober and sobriety too. Um,
How long have you been working with T, and how long have you been
like almost like let me like almost 2 years,
okay.
2 years, like
So a little
a little
over
bit
2
less.
years for
Yeah,
sobriety as
yeah.
well.
Cause I see, I don't
That's
know,
big.
I don't know how many days I've been sober because I'm a pothead and I stopped counting after it made. You know what I mean?
That don't count.
No, I'm
No, it's
serious. I
natural.
just go by months, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Right.
we're in the general month. I might be off by a month or two, but
That's good. Like, no, like seriously, you're not supposed to cheers with water, but like, can we
yeah,
cheers?
let's
Because
cheers.
that's huge. That's
Thank you,
huge.
thank you.
Um,
Mm,
my
appreciate it.
my family and the environment that I come from,
Mm-hmm.
I think on one side of my family, I think I might be the only person that doesn't have a drug or alcohol addiction.
That's
And
interesting.
it's a blessing. I
And
feel I feel
you never
blessed.
had uh any issues with it, or they? I
So,
mean, I'm not. You
I
maybe
could
tried
see
it.
myself, like, in college and law school, I drank a lot. And
Okay,
it
yeah,
wasn't that I was, I would drink by myself or I would finish bottles. It's just I would drink and my body would not know what it wanted to do. Like, I could have 3 mimosas with brunch
yeah.
and black out and end up in the hospital.
From 3 mimosas.
3 mimosas.
Yeah,
This happened
that's
in
not a lot.
Miami. My best friend was with me. She drank the same 3
Why though? Is
mimosas,
that a
nothing was in
that sounds
there.
like a medical
It
condition?
does, right?
Yeah.
But in another instance, I used to be a Henny girl. So
Oh,
your girl would have
anything is possible.
10 plus shots of
I used to
Hennessy,
be a henny.
not black out.
What is that? What is
What
that?
what is it's like Russian
You don't
roulette
know.
with
You
my
don't know
body.
though. You never got diagnosed with
No.
anything. So
So that in and of itself, and then if I was hungover, I would be hungover for like 2 days.
so can you even drink anymore or
I
no?
don't.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
And so I feel like if that wasn't an issue, I feel like alcohol may have been
Mhm. Your
my
vice, yeah,
crutch
your
for
poison.
sure. But I'm glad that my
That
body
yeah.
kind of forced it out
Yeah,
of me.
yeah. That's an amazing story. I relate to that so much. Like I socially drink because I was never an alcoholic. I drank in high school a little bit when you're going to parties, just a typical,
Mhm.
whatever. So I think I got a lot of the crazy drinking out early
Yeah.
on in my life, and yeah, I like to have a drinker here and there. And sometimes we might have a little too many, but like it's not a consistent thing where it's like only like a every other weekend kind of.
Yeah.
It's a
And for
very
me, I'll like a good cocktail or like a dessert cocktail
yeah.
or a
So you can
coffee
yeah. So you
drink. I'll have one.
Baileys, like yeah, with
Yes.
Baileys,
I
yeah. So
love
you could
Baileys.
drink a little bit,
Yeah.
just you can't do.
Or we'll be on a cruise or on an island and we'll have,
Are you
rum and
do you
pineapple.
okay? But do you ever get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm on my second drink. If I hit this third one, I might black out.
I don't even think I make it to that point because
Okay,
I babysit. Like,
okay, yeah, yeah.
for example, to celebrate my birthday, which Our birthdays are one day
Exactly,
apart.
I remember.
How cool is that? I had one drink at this like festival I went
Mm.
to, and it lasted me from when I got there, I think around 4 p.m. to when I
Ooh.
left at 8,
Yeah.
and I had just finished my
It's just
drink.
yeah, baby sipping, baby
And
sipping.
I felt a little bit, but it's just, one drink rule.
Yeah. You,
Um,
how big on into, like, I forgot, weed are you?
so I actually never smoked until I moved to LA.
Okay.
I used to be in high school, so I broke up with my first boyfriend because he started smoking weed. I was
No.
like, "You're disgusting, you're a
And
criminal,
then look
you
at you
stink."
now, look at you now.
Um, we gotta it's over.
Mm.
And so I moved to LA, and, when we first got here, me and my sister moved together, and we lived
Mhm.
in a one-bedroom apartment together. That was the start of my LA. And, she's a night owl, she's a
Me
dancer,
too.
she's nocturnal.
I'm a night You're not a night owl?
So, I got my first job
You like
working
mornings.
in a law firm.
You like mornings.
I hate mornings, but it's my career, so I would have to wake up at, like, 7, and she's, like, going to bed at 7.
Yeah.
So, at that
PM
point
or AM.
AM.
AM, yeah.
And so, I would take, like, a little edible to
Mhm.
go to sleep through the night so she don't wake me up.
And is that how you got started?
That was my
The
first, like,
gateway.
my gateway
Yeah.
to weed smoking.
Yeah.
But it worked.
You can do edibles?
I did back then, and I slept through the night,
But how okay,
and
but
that
I'm
was
talking,
that.
like, now, today, do you smoke weed?
I do. I
Okay.
do. And so the next piece of that is after the whole edible situation, we moved into a 2-bedroom. I
Mhm.
didn't really need to figure out how to sleep because melatonin and like all of that stuff doesn't really work on me.
Yeah,
Like,
we were just having that conversation, so I thought I might have been having it with you, but go on, my bad.
I mean,
Melatonin, I was just yeah,
it
anyway.
just doesn't nothing like that worked. So that was what I figured out to make it
Yeah.
work. And then when we moved into the 2-bedroom, I didn't do the edibles anymore, but I was in a situation where there was always weed around me.
Mhm.
So I would smoke with my friends.
This sounds
And
just like how I got into it.
yeah, and
Mm.
so I've always been super high stress. Obviously, my career is super high stress. Like me, just in general,
Yeah, you're the legal
I'm like
queen.
nuts. Legal queen, yes.
Yeah.
I'm I didn't realize that weed was medication until I started actually smoking it. I'm just like,
Like yourself,
wow.
not like yourself, not or not socially with your friends, or is that when you started to
Then it would just be like, okay, we'll go out and I'll smoke
take a
weed, or
couple
we'll
hits
sit in the
there? You don't really
house and
get
I'll
the
go to bed.
you don't really get the full experience of like when you smoke it yourself. You obviously intake a lot more of the THC, and it probably.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just like you. I didn't believe that there was really any medical purpose, but until I started to become a pothead myself, and I'm like, okay, like this is helping me somewhere. I mean, for me
Mhm.
personally, weed helps me, my mood, my anxiety,
Sleeping.
sleeping. I don't have any trouble sleeping. That's always the easiest thing.
Right.
Yeah, but weed, I
I
love
think I
it.
would still be a raging lunatic if I never
That's
smoked
what
a
I'm
blunt.
saying. If
Like
I didn't smoke
the stress, the
a
anxiety.
lot, I smoke a lot, but say if I didn't smoke that much, like it's kind of in a way filling that void that, pills or something else took in away. I'm not saying that if I quit weed, I'd go back. I wouldn't, but I'm just saying it helps
Take the edge off.
take the edge off. Yeah, it helps take the edge off.
And I honestly, like 10 years ago, like I said, I'd be like, ugh, you're a criminal.
You're a
You're
criminal.
just
Look,
drug addict.
you became the
Ugh.
legal queen.
And then
Hey,
I
shout
moved.
out to the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, man. You did him,
Yeah, he left some pounds laying around,
you
and
did
I
him
had to figure
dirty.
out how to roll myself.
I'm for
And
all my men out here. I'm just joking.
anyways, um, did you answer me on what you would do if you weren't a rapper? Would it be photography?
If it's would it be photography? If I wasn't a rapper, what I would want to be if I wasn't a rapper, or what I probably would have been if I didn't become a rapper.
Both of them.
I'd probably be working at like McDonald's or something if I never. Wait, what was one before? What'd you say?
What would you do if you weren't a rapper today?
Oh, I'd probably be like a zoologist or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah. I love animals.
My best friend is actually an emergency room vet who works at the Dallas Zoo.
Yo, shout out to her because like they really have to love animals, those vets, because I couldn't even do what they do because I couldn't see animals hurt
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? I'd I'd rather be a normal doctor than that because I could handle people coming in all
Yeah, because
pain.
people
If
suck.
I see
Animals
like
are
if I
innocent.
come on, if you see like a kilo coming in, like oh man, like
Oh, no. I remember it's funny because right around the time that I first met her, Kilo was a baby. He was like 6 months, and he broke his foot. And it was the saddest time of my
how did he
life.
break his foot?
I don't
He
know.
stepped
So,
on it.
he was being babysat by his aunties
Oh,
while I was at
you
work.
weren't even there.
And so
You have an
they're like,
alibi.
"I think Kilo's hurt, but I think he's just exaggerating." I come in the house after work and he's completely dead silent. He realizes I'm home and he
Mm.
starts screaming at the top of his lungs. I was like, "Oh my God, no, my kid is hurt. We're going to the hospital."
They didn't tell you what had happened?
They were like, "Oh, he was running too fast." Do I believe them?
No. They stepped on his
I don't
foot.
believe him. But my best friend, she ended up taking care of him and like changing his cast, and he had to chew
Aw,
different
he had a
casts
little
one time.
cast.
It was the
Oh.
saddest thing. It was for 6 weeks.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. And these vets see like worse than that little.
She's told me some terrible.
Yeah, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
So that's okay. So San Diego as a zoologist.
I
That
have
would be
like a
pretty
bunch
cool.
of reptiles too. I have a few chameleons, a few bearded dragons. I'm weird.
Currently?
Yeah. That's
And
it's my new hobby. And a leopard gecko, and a snake, a dog, 3 cats. Yeah, I'm an animal person. I
we love
love.
that.
Yeah.
So would you ever like just pick up and remote live on a farm with all the animals?
That's more my mom. That's more my
Mm.
mom. Cause see, like I love all like farm animals. That's cute and stuff too. That's my mom's dream, and she just wants me to like buy a farm that she can live the rest, just old days out, just have a little horse. And
I
I'm like,
love that.
I'm like, Mom, you know how hard that would be. Who's gonna take care of those animals?
Mama Zan, I'm gonna see you on the farm one day. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah. I was like, oh man, it'd be a lot of work.
You
Of
want to know a
course.
fun fact?
Yeah,
I'm allergic to horses.
really. That's random.
Is that the weirdest thing you've ever?
Is that like a different type of fur?
I don't know what it is, but
You mean you're like, what
shorties
is
be
it?
walking around with horse hair. Keep it away from me because
Does it the same thing? It does the same thing because it is horse hair.
it's
It is
so bad. And
Yeah,
so I don't know. I did an allergy test, and what they do is they prick
yeah. They
your
prick
back.
and it just
Yeah.
yeah.
So I found out I'm
Horses
allergic to
is like,
horses,
yeah.
for sure. I'm allergic to rabbits.
Okay, hold on. You're just saying you're allergic. Have you been around a horse and had?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So this was the start. I think I had an allergic reaction for like 2 days. My grandma.
He's hanging out with some horses.
No, seriously, my abuela. She, speaking of farms,
Oh.
her boyfriend at the time is a ranchero, and
Yeah.
he has his farm and all his horses and cats and cows and things. So we went to hang out, and they're like, "Oh my God, let's ride the horses." Oh, I rode the horses
Was that your first time riding a horse too?
since a kid. Yeah,
Okay.
and I had
It's
it.
like, how can you just get on a horse and ride it? You just get a little lesson.
It was scary. I'm not gonna lie. They're big. They're scary to me.
Yeah.
But I got on and
And you're
everything was
allergic.
fine. And I started going crazy with the allergies. I was like, "Oh, I'm allergic to all these cats here, blah, blah, blah." But it lasted for 2-3 days.
Yeah, it's the horse.
This ain't, yeah. Something
So
ain't
that's
working
what made
right.
you want to go get the test. This is
Mhm.
before. Okay, you're like, yo, something got me.
Yeah. And even
You would have never
weirder-
guessed it was the horse either.
Never. I would have just assumed it was the cats.
like
and come
the
to find
hairs.
out, I'm not even allergic to cats anymore.
Really?
You could literally get a new allergy for the rest of your life. Like you could be
like
77
you don't have to
and
be.
wake up one
You don't have
day.
to be born with
Mm-mm.
like a. I didn't know that.
You could literally be 77 and wake up one day and you're allergic to
Eggs.
seafood. Yeah,
Eggs.
literally. It's
Seafood.
weird.
I know some people, some of my friends that are allergic to peanuts.
Mhm.
That's bad.
That's the worst.
That to me seems like the worst because everything has some sort of like just nuts or peanuts in it. And then I had another friend that was allergic to latex, which actually might be the worst one.
Woo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Latex. Yeah.
I can see where that could be
Yeah.
an issue.
He had a few kids.
I love it. I love
Good
it.
guy. Good guy. But like latex, you don't
God
understand.
bless
Like
his soul.
everything. This is latex. Like all this has like latex. Like it's crazy, bro.
Wow.
So he had to wear like gloves. Yeah, it was that bad. Like he had to wear like gloves.
He had to wear gloves, but not latex gloves.
Not like yeah, no, imagine it was latex gloves. No, it was regular
Like,
gloves.
there's no what
No,
is the
it was
solution?
like, yeah, it wasn't latex. Obviously, it wasn't latex gloves.
That's
But that's
crazy.
crazy though.
Me personally though, I think I'm a seafood lover.
I
Like
love
I
seafood.
want to convert eventually to being pescatarian.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I feel like the worst thing that I can think of being allergic to is seafood. Like I just feel bad for people who can't enjoy.
There's a lot like shellfish,
Yeah.
crawfish. I do see that. See, I love seafood, but certain types. Like I like shrimp and like tilapia, all these type of food. But like lobster, I don't like lobster. That's a crustacean. That's a cockroach at the bottom of the ocean.
But shrimps are okay. I'm gonna let
That
you
might
know
be
that.
crustacean too, honestly. But yeah,
Shrimp, yeah, you can't really
when I see a
argue shrimp.
lobster, like bro, it's the cockroach of the ocean. It's literally
Also, fun
the
fact,
bottom feeder.
I'm allergic to cockroaches too.
That's good. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully,
So y'all cockroach shorties, stay
yeah.
away from me.
Hey, hopefully you don't have to come in contact with any of them.
You know,
Growing up, I had to
weird.
deal with cockroaches. Like, cause I grew up like the last couple years before the music started working out. I was living in a motel. Yeah, things
Wow.
got really bad towards the end. Like, I didn't grow up that broke, but
Before the music?
yeah.
Okay.
This is right before the music. Like, things got good, like right when they needed to, cause we
Mhm.
were almost homeless. Yeah, it was cockroaches. Ugh, fucking disgusting. I hate
Yeah.
cockroaches, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I walk Kilo at night
Oh,
and
you probably see, yeah.
yes, the
Cause wait, do
cockroaches are
you
bigger than
live
him.
in LBC or LA?
So I'm between Long Beach and Hollywood
Okay,
all the time.
okay.
So no matter what, you gonna catch me in either
Cause
one.
yeah, in Hollywood,
I'm right 10 minutes away from this studio right
yeah,
here
yeah,
though.
no, cause in Hollywood, yeah, you'll definitely see those big cockroaches on the side. Here too, it's just,
I'm more scared for Kilo than myself because they're like the same size as him.
bro, yeah,
I
you've not, bro. You know what though? The rats in New York City might be as big as Kilo.
Okay, so
There's some crazy rats out there.
I don't know how you feel about New York, but I've been one time and
I
I
just
don't
got back.
want to go back.
I just got back
How
like
was it?
last month. I've been many times in my life.
You love it?
Uh, I don't know if I love it, but it's different.
Mhm.
It's very different. And like I said, I've been probably 50 times because of business and work and stuff. But I've had a lot of good times and a lot of bad times there. It's because we're from this side, you know. It's that because I think New York's cool, but I don't think I could live there.
Yeah.
I could only really like come and visit maybe for at the most like 2 weeks, especially in the city. Because that's what I'm talking about, the city.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even really I've been upstate. That's different. That's beautiful and stuff. But people are they're mean there, a lot more racist, and it's crazy because if you ask them which coast is meaner people, they'll say the West Coast. And it's
Really?
like, you guys need to fucking stop because you guys know you are way meaner with that.
I don't think anyone's meaner than
They're
people.
mean, bro. And I love New Yorkers. Don't get this twist. I love New York, and it's just the accents they have are very thick and strong sometimes. And when someone like that's yelling at you, it's like, oh shit, chill out, man. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a good time last time though.
Huh.
Yeah. When did you go?
So I went, like I said, one time, and it was for my high school graduation.
Oh, it was a while. Yeah.
And my dad took me and my brother and sister, and we stayed in the city. We did Manhattan, Broadway,
Yeah.
we did
Central Park.
Brooklyn. I don't think we did Central Park, but we were only there for the weekend.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want to come back here.
Damn, you're only there 2 days. See, you gotta.
I'll have to do it as an adult.
You gotta do it as an adult. And then if you still don't like it, that's 100% understandable because I felt that same way going to the city. But yeah, I just couldn't live there. I just think we're West Coast LA kind of people,
I like the West Coast.
And something that they don't have, like we have terrain, mountains, and all that. They don't have like all that out
It's
there.
just concrete jungle.
Yeah, concrete jungle. I think it's pretty in its own way though, but
So I know that you're on your mental health journey. You're gonna be doing a mental health summit here soon.
mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see that. But what would you say, to take us out, is your goal over the next year? Let's
Next
say.
year. That's a good question. My goal is to, we've been working really hard in the studio. Like that's where we came from yesterday. I want to, just help anybody in any way I can, whether it's through my music or just messaging someone. I talk to a lot of my fans that message me that are, go through problems, because it really,
That's so
I
nice.
can't get to all of them, obviously, and that sucks, but to who I can get to, you can tell it means like such the world to them. And if you can just change like people's days and make it so much better just by interacting with them, that's the best thing in the world, That's like the best thing. And I just want to show people that I want to show them a side of me musically that they didn't even think was possible. And that's with this next song, Overdose, coming out, and all the Used To that just came out. People I can tell are starting to to catch the difference. They're like, okay, he's not only sober, but he's actually starting to make some pretty interesting music.
Mhm.
And if you hate it, that's fine. My music's not for everybody. But I want to change. I just want to change how people look at me in this next year. And I know I'm doing a good job already. Just be doing these stuff, just letting people see how I am right now. But yeah, I want to change people's perspectives on me for the better. I always want to do that. I always want to keep doing that. And just try to touch as many lives in the process as I can.
That's beautiful. I think you're definitely doing a great job. I think
Thank you. Thank you.
from going from not knowing your music or not knowing you and to meeting you, I think you're one of like the sweetest people.
No, thank you. Thank you. I
So
appreciate you.
yeah, I appreciate you coming on the show.
So much. The legal queen right here.
Yes, I'm so excited for your new project.
Thank you. Thank
When
you.
is the next single coming out?
November 3rd, and the project will be who knows? It'll be after that, but November 3rd, November 3rd.
That's super exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us on the Royalty Room. It has been an amazing episode. I already knew it would be. Give us some likes, some comments, subscribe, share the video, and let us know what you want to talk about next. And also, this new music video just came out. So let's
Yeah.
let's
Love
take
it.
it out with that, Saul.
Tell me, girl, I miss the love I shared for you. I think I
why I
wanna
love
marry
this
you.
song.
No
The type
lie,
of
no
stuff
cap,
on the
I'm into
project,
you.
like, more
She
just-
said you'll never
Those are the
feel
same
my
band, too, that was at the
pain.
show.
I'm swerving,
Really?
crashing
Yeah,
through
yeah,
my
yeah.
lane.
They're helping me make the whole
I finally
project.
found a girl I like.
It's very vibey,
Yeah,
like
I
indie.
finally found a
It is.
girl I
Yeah,
like.
it's like indie
We
rap.
smoke, we drink through the night.
That's T's backyard, too,
I
I
always miss the summertime when we look into the sky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have that back.
Don't know how to say yo, drugs got me jaded, she a slut, she take dick, it's vroom vroom, must
Nah,
be
thank you,
shit,
though.